Jai Hind students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Students, in the previous lecture we have discussed the motion of a body in a vertical circular loop, and also we have discussed bending of a cyclist, then motion of a vehicle while taking a circular turn, then the banking of roads. These are the theoretical topics which we have already discussed in the previous lectures, right? So now it's turn for numericals. So these are the selected numericals which we will be trying to attempt using the expressions or the formulas obtained while studying the theoretical portion, right? So let's start with the first question then. First question is, students, a cyclist goes around a circular path of radius 20 meter with a speed of 14 meter per second. So what is the given information? Radius of the circular path is 20 meter. Then the speed with which the cyclist executes this circular path is 14 meter per second. Find the angle through which his cycle makes with the vertical, and the value of acceleration due to gravity is to be taken as 9.8 meter per second square. Now students, we have discussed it that while taking a circular turn, a cyclist or a motorcyclist needs to bend through some angle, say theta, with respect to the vertical, because in that case the component of the reaction will provide the cyclist the necessary centripetal force, right? So if the cyclist bends through angle theta with the vertical, then we are aware of this formula: tan theta, it's equal to V square divided by Rg, right? So we need to find out the value of theta. So let's substitute these values over here. So tan theta, it will be equal to V square, that is 14 into 14 divided by R. Radius is 20. Small j is to be taken as 9.8, right? So let's try to solve it. 14 square, it's 196 divided by 20 into 98 into 10. We can write it like this. So 98 to 196, so 20 by 20 is equal to 1. So students, what we get is tan theta is equal to 1 and tan 45 degrees is equal to 1. Therefore, we conclude that the angle through which the cyclist needs to bend is 45 degrees. So this is the answer, students. It's very simple, right? So we need to make use of this formula. Tan theta is equal to V square by Rg, right? So we are over with question number 1. Let's try to attempt question number 2 then. Question number 2 is the case of a motorcyclist. It loops a vertical circular loop of radius 8 meter. From what minimum height must he start in order to roll down and go round the loop? It is the case of vertical circular loop. Students, we are aware, in order that a body executes a vertical circular loop, the minimum velocity which the body needs to be projected with at the lowest point is square root of 5 gr. And at the highest point, the velocity which the body must project so as to must possess so as to execute the vertical circular loop is root 5 gr. So we will be making use of this particular condition, right? So a motorcyclist loops a vertical circular loop of radius 8 meter from what minimum height? Suppose this is the scenario. There is a vertical circular loop and this is the height which is to be found. This is the height and this is a body which is projected from height h. Initially, obviously, it will be at rest. So now it is projected from height h with respect to this reference line, right? So it will roll down and this will be the lowest point. This is supposed to center. This being the lowest point here, its velocity, it should be equal to 5 gr. This is the minimum velocity which the body must possess at the lowest point so as to able to execute this vertical circular loop. Am I clear, students? And here r is the radius of this vertical circular loop. Clear? So this is the situation. So here in this case, we are supposed to get the value of h. Radius is given to be 8 meter. Here, radius is already given. It's given to be 8 meter. So students, suppose this is point A, and let us consider this to be point B. It is at the bottom, right? So we are already familiar with the law of conservation of energy. The total energy of a system or a body always remain conserved. That is, energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed. So total energy possessed by a body always remains constant, right? In the case of mechanical energy, sum of Ke and Pe will always remain constant. So therefore, if we apply law of conservation of energy, then the total energy at point A must be equal to total energy at point B, right? So here the body is initially at rest. So a body at rest do not possess any kinetic energy. So here at point A it will possess only potential energy. So total energy at point A is only potential, mgh. Suppose the mass of the body under consideration is m, right? Total energy at the lowest point, at point B. So from this reference line, it will have zero height. So it will have no potential energy. It will have only kinetic energy. So basically, when the body comes down from A to B, all its potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy. So it will be half mv square. And this is the velocity which we need to find, right? M get cancelled. So what do you get? V square is equal to 2gh. Now V square, substitute this value of V over here, root 5gr to the power 2. The square root get cancelled. So you get 5gr is equal to twice gh. G and g get cancelled. So h is equal to 5r divided by 2. So 5 into radius of the circular loop is given to be 8 meter divided by 2. Therefore, h is equal to 20 meter. So students, for the body to execute the vertical circular loop of radius 8 meter, it should be projected from a height of 20 meter. So that is the answer. So students, we are over with question number 2 as well. Right? So let's proceed further and try to attempt third question. Third question is based on a circular track. Right? So we are supposed to find out the maximum speed with which the car can execute this bend without skidding. So in this question also we are supposed to make use of the expression which we have obtained in the theoretical portion. So let's proceed with the third question. Let me read the question for you. A bend in a level road. A bend in a level road has a radius of 100 meter. Find the maximum speed with which a car turning this bend may have without skidding if the coefficient of friction between the tire and the road surface is given to be 0.8 and small g, which is the acceleration due to gravity, is to be considered as 9.8 meter per second square. Right? So let's write down the given information. Radius of the track, circular track, that's given to be 100 meter. Radius of the track, it's given to be 100 meter. Right? Then coefficient of friction, it's given to be 0.8 and the acceleration due to gravity is to be taken as 9.8 meter per second square. So students, in this case, the formula for the maximum velocity which the vehicle can possess so as to execute the circular turn without skidding is square root of mu r g. Right? So actually, in the description section, I will provide you the link of the previous lecture where we have derived all these articles, where we have derived all these expressions, right? So anyway, this is the formula obtained during this case. So the maximum velocity which a vehicle can possess while executing a circular turn on a level road is square root of mu rg. Mu is the coefficient of the friction, r is the radius of the circular track under consideration, small g obviously is the acceleration due to gravity. So simply we have to substitute the values in this formula. So what we get is square root of mu rg. Mu is given to be 0.8, radius is given to be 100, it's in SI, and it is 9.8, right? So what we get is, so this get cancelled, so we get 98 multiplied by 8. So that will give us root 784, and that in turn will give us 28. 28 square is 784, right? So it is 28 meter per second. So actually this is the maximum velocity with which the vehicle can execute the circular turn without skidding. So actually it can be written in this particular manner: less than or equal to 28 meter per second, right? So we are done with question number 3 as well. So it was based on direct formula. Let's proceed to the next question then. Okay, fourth one. Fourth question is related to the vertical circular loop. So fourth question is, a stone of mass 100 gram is suspended from the end of a weightless string of length 100 centimeter and is allowed to swing in a vertical plane. The speed of the mass is 2 meter per second when the string makes an angle of 60 degree with the vertical, right? So calculate the tension in the string at angle of 60 degree, and also we are supposed to find out the speed of the stone when it is at the lowest position. So this is a good question, so let's try to attempt it. This is it. Suppose this is the rigid support and this is the vertical plane. So a stone of mass 100 gram is suspended from the end of a weightless string of length 100 centimeter. This is the vertical suppose. And this is it. This is the string at the end of which a mass is attached. The mass of this body is given to be 100 gram. So converted in SI, so it will be 0.1 kg. Right? This is the mass of this ball. And so it will follow a path like this. It will follow a path like this. And the angle with this string, this is massless string, makes to the vertical, it's given to be 60 degree. And as you are aware, students, tension, it always acts along the string towards the point of suspension. So at this juncture, the tension would be like this. Tension will act along the length of the string towards the point of suspension. This is the tension. Right? It will act along the length of the string towards the point of suspension. Suppose O is the point of suspension. The speed of the mass is 2 meter per second when the string makes an angle of 60 degree with the vertical. So string is released from this position, and when it comes down, suppose in this direction, so its speed is given to be at any instant when a body moves along a curved path, the direction of motion or its velocity is given by drawing a tangent at that particular point. So this velocity, it is given to be 2 meter per second. It is given to be 2 meter per second. And students, the length of this massless spring, which is considered to be L or it can be considered to be R, it is given to be 100 centimeter. So it is 100 centimeter, which is equivalent to 1 meter. Don't forget to convert it in SI. Right? This is the situation given. So what we do is, let's try to represent all the forces acting on this body. One is the tension, the other one would be the weight, which will act in the vertical downward direction. This is the weight, right? So this weight, it can be resolved into two components, isn't it? One is against the tension, that is this one. Now, this angle would obviously be equal to this angle. This will be also theta, which is 60 degree. So, it will be mg cos 60 degree. Fine? And the other component would be along this direction. So, that will be mg sin theta. That we don't require. Right? So, now what we do is, the net force acting on this body in the radially inward direction would be T minus mg cos 60. T must be greater than mg cos 60 because the string always remains taut. It doesn't slacken. So the body is executing vertical circular loop, and this is the portion of a circular loop, isn't it? So it means that net force on the body must be acting in the radially inward direction. So T must be greater than mg cos 60. So what is the net force acting on this body in the radially inward direction? That would be T minus mg cos 60 degree. Clear, students? This is the net force acting on this body in the radially inward direction. And T minus mg cos 60 will provide the body the necessary centripetal force. And what is the formula for the centripetal force? It is mv square divided by this one, which is r. So, in the first part, we are supposed to find out the tension in this string at theta equals to 60 degrees. So, let's find out the tension then. So, it will be equal to mv square by r plus mg cos 60 degree. Okay. Mass, it's given to be 0.1. Right? V square. Velocity at this instant is 2. So 2 into 2, 2 square, divided by radius, it's 1 meter. Plus, again, mass is 0.1 kg. Small j is 9.8. And cos 60 degrees, half. So let's try to solve it. So it will give us 0.4. Plus, it will give us 0.1 multiplied by 4.9. So that will, students, give us 0.4 plus 0.49. So it will be equal to 0.89 Newton. So students, this is the answer of the first part. The tension at this instant when it makes an angle of 60 degree with the vertical is 0.89 Newton. Right? So we are done with the first part. Tension has been calculated. Now second part is, we are supposed to find out the speed of the stone when it is in the lowest position. So when it comes at this position, at the lowest position, then we are aware, students, the speed at the lowest position is given by square root of 5 gr. This is the formula, right? So let's evaluate its value. 5 small g is to be considered at 9.8 and r, it is given to be 1. Clear? So what we get is 5 into 9.8, that is 490. So it will be 49, right? So that will give us 7 meter per second. So this is the answer, students. So the velocity of the body at the lowest point is root 5 gr. When you substitute this value, we will get 49, root 49, that is 7 meter per second. So both the parts we have evaluated, the speed as well as the tension at this position. So students, we are done with question number 4. Again, these are some very simple questions based on direct formulae. In order to solve these questions, first the theoretical portion, all those articles which we have done previously must be crystal clear. There shouldn't be any confusion in those articles. You need to remember all the formulas, right? So as to apply those formulas directly while solving these questions. Well, now let's proceed to question number 5 then. Again, it's pretty simple. What is the minimum speed required at the bottom to perform a vertical loop if the radius of the death well in a circus is 25 meter? So here, it's the case of a death well in a circus. It's again the application of vertical circular motion. The motorist in a death cage or death well is able to execute the vertical circle loop because he is able to fulfill the condition which is required for a body to possess at the lowest point, and which is square root of 5 gr, right? So students, again I must remind, for a body to execute a vertical circular motion at the lowest point, the minimum velocity which the body must possess is square root of 5 gr. So here we are supposed to make use of the same formula. So velocity at the lowest point is equal to square root of 5 gr. So simply substitute the value. G is 9.8 and radius, it is given to me, the radius of the death well is given to be 25 meters, right? So let's try to solve it. So it will be square root of 5 into 98 into 25 divided by 10. So what do you get? 5, 2. So 98 by 2 is square root of 49 multiplied by 25. So we will get 7 into 5, that is 35 meter per second. So minimum velocity which the person is supposed to possess so as to execute this vertical circle loop in the case of a death well is 35 meter per second, right? So we are done with all the questions, and students, I sincerely hope that these are the questions which you should enjoy while doing. These are some very basic and simple questions, right? So that's it for this particular session. Hope you have enjoyed this session, and do join me in my next lecture. Thank you so much.